Good morning, Kitchissippi. It is Sunday, October the 26th. This is a video version of the 454th Kitchissippi Weekly Ward newsletter. There is lots more information about all of the topics that we'll discuss in the weekly email newsletter, to which you can subscribe at kitchissippiward.ca. I think I've got a fairly brief one this week. We'll dive right in. I'm hosting pop-up office hours on Tuesday, October the 28th at the Dovercourt Recreation Centre from 9:30 a.m. until 12:30 p.m. Dovercourt Rec is at 411 Dovercourt. Pop-up office hours are a chance to come by anytime during those advertised hours without appointment to chat with me one-on-one about whatever is on your mind. Once again, the Committee of Adjustment has a Panel 1 meeting on November the 5th to consider variances. There are no applications for Kitchissippi Ward on the agenda of that meeting. I do, though, have a decision from the October the 7th hearing. The owners at 128 Bayswater were seeking a severance, and that was granted. I am hoping that many of you will be able to join Councillor Ariel Troster and I on November the 4th for a virtual meeting to explore the As We Heard It report arising out of our budget consultation that we held this summer. Many of you attended our early budget consultation that was held at the Plant Bath. It was a wide-ranging conversation. We had some great participation by staff and a number of sector experts. We've wrapped up everything that we've heard into a report that we're going to put out on November the 4th, and that will of course inform our participation in the budget process that is now fairly rapidly arriving. I hope many of you will attend that virtual meeting. I have details for how you can register for that in the weekly newsletter. There is a completed application now online for the 335 Roosevelt site. That's the Fendor site or the uniform site. That's been through multiple rounds of rezoning. The developer has now applied for the more technical approval that is called the site plan. That application is online. It is open to public consultation. There is a staff decision to be made with respect to whether or not to accept that. It has been through multiple rounds of rezoning at this point. I don't anticipate that I'm going to hold an open house, but if you do have concerns on those more technical grounds that are generally the purview of a site plan application, by all means copy me as well as the planner when you send your feedback. My office and the Westboro Legion and Westboro Village BIA are calling out for volunteers to help us do the Remembrance Day Parade that will be held on November the 11th. That is from approximately 1 until 3 p.m. and as every year we need a fair number of volunteers to help us supervise some of the intersections that we will close. So I have details about what we are looking for in terms of volunteers for the November the 11th Westboro Remembrance Day Parade. I hope some of you will be able to help out. I've got my email address in the newsletter if you are. And another call out for volunteers. I'm on the Byron Linear Path right now, where on November the 1st, we are again having the Pumpkin Parade. So all through the course of the day on November 1st, the morning after Halloween, people will be dropping their jack-o'-lanterns off. Those will get lit, and there is an absolutely beautiful post-dusk parade of pumpkins that just keeps getting bigger every year. But as it does keep getting bigger, we need more and more volunteers. This is a really good opportunity, particularly for high school students who may be looking for their volunteer hours to help us clean up on November the 2nd particularly, but also to help get the pumpkins ready on November the 1st. So I have more details about that volunteer call out in my newsletter as well. And then a last reminder that on October the 27th at Tom Brown Arena, I think it's from 6:30 until 7:30 p.m. Enviro Center is hosting a session co-hosted, co-presented by myself on how to extend your cycling season. We're into the shoulder months of the year right now. Many of you probably would like to be able to continue to cycle downtown, further afield, around the neighborhood. Might have questions about how to do it once the colder weather arrives. This is a great session that has been organized by Enviro Center. You'll hear about an expert to answer your questions about extending your cycling season. I have details in the newsletter for information on how to register for that. It is a very popular event. We have opened up the capacity for that to accommodate the many people who would like to attend. And in the community, they have a number of fall and Christmas bazaars coming up. Parkdale United is going to host theirs on November the 1st from 9 a.m. until 12 p.m. First Unitarian is hosting theirs on November the 15th from 9:30 a.m. until 2 p.m. River Parkway Children's Center, as part of Unitarians, will be having a children's clothing sale as part of that. All Saints Westboro is having its Christmas Bazaar November 15th from 9 a.m. until 2 p.m. at 347 Richmond Road. So information about how you can shop all of those fall fairs and Christmas bazaars in the newsletter. And then I've also been asked by the Parents Council at Connaught. Connaught Public School is hosting their chocolate fundraiser that is going to be in assistance of ensuring, it's for the grade 6 graduates leaving ceremony this year. They've got their chocolate sale. The orders need to be in online by November 15th. Purdy chocolates, they look delicious. I've got more information in the newsletter. And then I've also been asked to spread word about a book fair that is happening in Barrhaven, but it features quite a few Kitchissippi authors. The Mystery Book Fair, they're calling it Crime for Christmas, is going to be hosted on November the 23rd, 1 to 4 p.m. at the Barrhaven Legion. It's a mystery author book fair with Peggy Blair, Dawn Butler, Brenda Chapman, Barbara Fradkin, John Delacour, Mike Martin, Katie Tallow, Amy Tector, hi Amy, and Wayne New. There is a cash bar and treats. More information is in the newsletter. We continue to be very busy heading into November now at City Hall. I spoke at length, I think, last week about the Community Services Committee. So just very briefly, the older adult plan is moving forward. There is also a report on recreation funding and facility access for community providers. And there's an information item as well on community gardening that looks like a particularly important one for those of you who have frequently bent my ear over the years about that issue. And then, of course, the big headline meeting next week is going to be the Finance and Corporate Services Committee. That's going to be on October the 29th. We have 2 spillover days planned, so if it needs to, that meeting will go into October 30th and 31st. And we are taking a look, of course, at the Lansdowne 2.0 proposal. There's lots of headlines about that, lots of media, lots of information online. I will keep it brief in this newsletter just to say I cannot imagine that I would support the Lansdowne 2.0 proposal. There are 2 big problems with it. The first of which, I don't feel that it has been a particularly transparent conversation. It is going to cost around $400 million or so to replace the Northside Sands and the existing Civic Center. The city and the mayor are asserting that the cost of replacing those will be significantly offset by other revenue sources. I won't get deep into the weeds of those, but that's how Lansdowne 1.0 was also supposed to be financed. I think there is a more transparent conversation to be had around that. There is also, I have some alarm at the reduction in the size of the arena. That's going to go down to around 5,800 seats, a couple thousand seats smaller than it is today. Full transparency, I am a charged seasons ticket holder. I love the games. I love the Civic Center when the games are sold out and there are like 8,500 fans there. It's just like a perfect venue. I am very concerned. That arena is probably going to last for 75, 80, 90, 100 years. And this will be a city of a couple million people before long. And I don't think it is particularly prudent to build a municipally owned arena that is going to have such a small capacity. And then related to that Finance and Corporate Services Committee, the Audit Committee is going to meet on November the 4th. They have a single agenda item, which is a follow-up to the Lansdowne 2.0 sprint audit that the Auditor General had conducted previously. Obviously, that November 4th meeting will be informed by everything that we hear during the Finance and Corporate Services Committee meeting. I expect that that is going to generate a lot of conversation and headlines as well. And then finally in the newsletter this week, I have a full list of programming, new and ongoing, that is at the Carlingwood Public Library. Take a look. I'm sure there is something that would be of interest to you. Kitchissippi, that's the newsletter for this week. Thank you for watching.